Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. There's three types of people online that I especially can't stand. I'm sure when we go through with them, you'll agree with me. I'm not talking about the people who, for whatever reason, are slightly misguided in their facts and they've read the wrong sources, they believe the wrong things. Hey, happens in real life too. There's people that believe in flat Earth. There's people that believe if they wear crystals around their neck, it's going to change their life and re-energize them. Don't wear it around my neck though. There's all sorts of beliefs out there. And you just have to live that some people are never going to change those beliefs. That's not the type of people I'm talking about. But when they start exhibiting these behaviors, they become absolutely toxic. Yeah, not the world's greatest background, but best I can do on short notice. Let's go through the first ones. Or as I like to call them, the evidence dodgers. You're having a discussion with somebody and they insist that a famous person said something or the Bible says something, whatever you may decide. And it happens to be a subject either you're an expert in or you know how to look up quite quickly. So you come up with the relevant quote. You put it in front of them and say, Jung never said that. He said this instead. Or, Bible, Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. Whatever you might happen to be quoting. And they come back with nothing. No evidence, just something vague like, oh, you're trying to argue semantics. No, the proof is right there. And they try everything they can to get out of it. That's annoying because you've gone to the effort to put forth a good argument. Not because you want to argue, but in my case, I'm always curious to see where people get things from. And far too often, I find that people are just going to insist it exists and not prove it, or they're going to pretend that they have some mythical high ground, and no matter how many times you present facts to them, no matter how many quotes, how many things you do, you're going to be wrong no matter what. We all agree these people are just not worth talking to. The second group of annoying people are the profile diggers. You know the ones I'm talking about. You're discussing something with a friend of a friend or something, and this person comes right out of left field, digs through your profile, and finds perhaps an unflattering picture of you, perhaps whatever it is, plunks it down and says, who are you to criticize that person? It's especially annoying when you are discussing nothing at all to do with your physical appearance. This actually happened to me today. This is funny. I was actually voicing my support for an LGBTQ cause, and I was saying, I do not have the medical degree or the knowledge to turn them down. So as far as I'm concerned, what they're saying is good for me. And this person dug through my profile pictures and said, you haven't accomplished anything either. Now the funny part is, in that particular photo, I'm holding up 2 tickets because I had just won the floor draw at a social event that I was at, and I got a nice custom-made wine rack, and I got gift certificates and all sorts of things in it. So her telling me I haven't accomplished everything and posting the photograph of me winning, well, I'm sure the irony presents itself. But I see this more and more. People will dig through profiles to try to find dirt on other people. Like, if you don't have an argument, if you don't have evidence, leave it alone. It's simply nothing to do with you. And even if you're friends with the person, I mean, you're going through. Okay, this particular photo was from 2012, I believe. So you're going through 10 years of photos to find that one. What does that say about you, how desperate you are to pull anything on that person? So profile diggers. And they're unique to being online. But this last group of people are the most annoying. And unfortunately, they aren't confined to being online. Although you find them a lot online too. And these are the IQ braggarts. You know what? IQ is a measurement of potential. And yeah, there's a lot of people with phenomenal IQs out there. I think, honestly, the average should be raised, but that's a personal opinion. It doesn't reflect medical science, and I don't have a monopoly on the knowledge, so I'm not going to comment on it other than I see a lot of people that are smarter than they appear to be. Maybe I'm just lucky in my sample size, but that's my personal experience. But other people, they're going along, oh, I've got an IQ of 130, and oh, I've got 135, and yeah, suddenly everybody's a frickin' genius out there. IQ, as I said, is a measure of potential. So unless you're a Nobel laureate, a Pulitzer Prize winner, a C-level executive, or somebody that's done something spectacular to innovate and invent, chances are you're not living up to your potential if you have a high IQ. People don't like this argument when you give it to them. Because, yeah, like I said, there's a hell of a lot of smart people out there. But they're not really using their IQ, or if they do, they're only using the bare minimum to plod through their daily life, and then they unleash that IQ on winning video games, which, nothing against video games. I never want to put anything down. But maybe that's unfair of me to say. But they don't put their minds towards building anything of substantial value. They just sit there in their apartment and never choose to move forward in life. But their claim to fame is back in high school they were tested and they had spectacular potential. I'm not going to tell you my IQ because that's exactly what I'm saying not to do. But I was in the gifted program. And a heck of a lot of those gifted students did good things, but a heck of a lot more burnt out and didn't do very much at all. Not even making it through their university. Now, I've got my diplomas on the wall. I've written some books. I've made a lot of contributions to the world. Some of which nobody will ever hear about, and I prefer it that way. The thing is, you can see when somebody clings on to that as their only validation of existence. Oh, I got a high IQ. Yeah, and we're sitting here playing Super Mario Kart or whatever the heck the latest Mario game is. I've lost track of all that. I keep meaning to get into that, but don't really have time for non-mobile games anymore. If we ever sit around the TV as a family, it's, to sit and totally chillax. But those are my three biggest annoyances about people online. And for me, it's hard to tell, like, we all hate the factless people, because they're just out there to hear their own voice. But the profile diggers, that's borderline stalking. And it's disturbing that behavior exists at all. And it's not in a vacuum. It happens a lot. And if you haven't seen it, God bless. I hope you never do. And the IQ braggarts. I've never seen anybody in a job interview get hired because of their IQ level. I see them get hired because of their accomplishments. To be honest, my time, I've been through a lot of job interviews. They didn't even care about my degrees. To say nothing, I've never had to take an IQ test. I've never even had to take the test they give the football players to see if they're smart enough or not. What is that one called? I did that one on my own. That's a fun one. If you get a chance, look it up online. I wish I could remember what it was now. But anyways, 3 people to avoid online. The people with no facts, not just bad facts, no facts, profile stalkers, and IQ braggarts. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please hit like, share, subscribe, buy one of the books if you want to help support the channel, and we hope you have a fantastic day.